All right, what say we get into a little birthday reading from The Secret Language of Birthdays book. That's right. How about for May 10th, the day of lone movers? Hey, is it May 10th and it's your birthday today? Well, if it is, I just want to say happy birthday, and I hope it's a good one for you today. And if it's not your birthday and you're dropping in to find out about it, well, I hope you had a happy birthday. And for anyone else who's dropping in just out of curiosity, well, I just want to welcome you and thank you for joining us. So anyway, let's dive in today for May 10th, the day of lone movers. Your month is May, your day is the 10th, your sign is 19 to 21 degrees Taurus, and your period is Taurus II specifically, and your element of qualities is fixed earth. All right, let's dive in, shall we? May 10th, the day of lone movers, if you didn't hear me the fourth time. Those born on May 10 can be highly effective in their sphere, but generally function as solo rather than team players. If they are teachers in the widest sense of the word, they teach by example, though their dynamic example may in fact be a hard act to follow. It's not their only unusual thoughts that mark their originality, but how they impress these thoughts on the world. May 10 people frequently attract antagonism while developing a following or succeeding in a career, may at the same time be making enemies of very powerful people. Later in life, these influences can surface and begin to openly work against them. Those born on this day are usually dauntless, however, in pursuing the truth as they see it and operating as they please. Often possessed of great physical grace and or charm, they are highly persuasive, even seductive. Gifted individuals, May 10 people are particularly receptive to the guidance of fate. They are able to glide on selective streams of currents in society rather than engaging in uphill battles against forces in their times. Those born on this day seem to know instinctively when to go forward and when to retreat, when to hammer against an obstacle and when to sidestep it, when to force and when to coax. Because of their powerful intuition, which more than feeling or thinking is dominant in apprehending the world, they follow their hunches and are most often right. May 10 people must try harder to weigh the consequences of their actions. Too often, they get so involved in what they're doing that they lose sight of the larger purpose. Also, their highly impulsive nature is often likely to land them in hot water. In both family and social circles, as well as at work, they must take greater responsibility for what they do and say. Those born on this day must sometimes remind themselves to act for the good of the group. It must be noted that May 10 people are not really selfish, just highly self-absorbed. Activity which serves to lessen this self-involvement may be crucial for their spiritual development, whether it be found in social outings, mundane responsibilities, or work with the less fortunate. It is important to remember that May 10 people are highly gifted, but need at times to be pointed in the right direction or turned away from questionable activities. Because they tend to focus intently on matters at hand, they may at times miss the larger picture. Thus, it is fortunate if they have friends or family whose opinion they can trust, and whose criticism they can respect and sometimes accept. The best guidance is essentially love and appreciation, to the extent that those born on this day feel less lonely and inwardly misunderstood. They will enjoy the comforts of society. Although they may not appear to need it, emotional support is essential to their sense of worth and purpose. All right, let's move on to some people born on this day, so you know what company you're in there, May 10 folks. Born on this day, Fred Astaire, the dancer, film actor, singer. Here's one I'm going to mess up. Sadahara Oh, maybe not. Chinese-Japanese baseball first baseman, manager, and Tokyo Giants. All-time Japanese home run leader, 868, 9 times MVP, 2-time Triple Crown winner. Who else we got here? We got Judith Jameson was a dancer. John Wilkes Booth, he assassinated Lincoln, and he was a stage actor and killed during his capture. David O. Selznick, a Hollywood film producer. Richard Wilhelm, he was a German sinologist, I Ching translator, and a young co-worker. Karl E. Kraft, he was a German astrologer, statistician, co-originator of cosmobiology, and he was sent to Buchenwald for opposing Hitler. Who else we got? Max Steiner, he was a film composer. Donovan, he was a singer-songwriter. Gene Houston, humanistic psychologist and founder Institute for Mind Research, and wrote the book Mind Games. Ariel Duarte, Ariel Durant. Boy, I don't know why I couldn't read that there. He was a writer, co-founder of Husband Will, The Story of Civilization. Sid Vicious, punk singer, bassist, The Sex Pistols. Barbara Woodhouse, dog trainer. Milton Babbitt was a composer. Mel Lewis, jazz drummer and band leader. We got Phil Mahre, alpine skier, 3 times world champ of the U.S. Olympic slalom gold medalist. Steve Mahre, alpine skier, finished behind his twin brother Phil in the Olympic slalom, took home the silver medal. Pat Summerall, field goal kicker, TV sports commentator. Olaf Stapledon, British science fiction fantasy writer of Last and First Men. All right, now that the butchering is done of the names, let's move on to your numbers and your planets, May 10 people. All right, those born on the 10th of the month are ruled by the number 1, as 1 plus 0 equals 1, and by the sun. Okay, people ruled by number 1 generally like to be the first in what they do. The sun grants a warm and well-developed ego, with a distinctly human, positive orientation to life, combined with Venus, the ruler of Taurus, extra magnetism and fire. But this capacity may be severely impaired in May 10 people if they do not get the love and attention they need in childhood. Although those ruled by the number 1 tend to be ambitious, in May 10 people this may manifest in working behind the scenes or directing those in the public eye. All right, let's move on to your tarot. The 10th card of the major arcana is the Wheel of Fortune, which signifies a reversal in fortune and teaches that there is nothing permanent except change. The wheel indicates ups and downs, wins and losses, successes and failures in life. Those ruled by the number 1 and 10 focus on seizing opportunities. Acting at just the right moment is the key to their success. The accompanying glaring successes and failures associated with the Wheel of Fortune teaches that no success in life is permanent, nor any failure. And let's move on to your health. May 10 people often forget about their own health, since they are usually so intensely involved in their projects. For this reason, it will not be a bad idea for them to make their health a kind of project, and toward this end, schedule regular checkups with a physician. Because their tremendous need for emotional support, those born in this day should not undervalue interpersonal relationships. Although they may not realize it, to a great extent, their health may depend on their ability to find a loving and caring partner. May 10 people do well to balance diets, but often rely on fast food during working hours and later tend to binge on fattening foods and sweets during their time off. A moderate amount of physical exercise, along with vacations, which feature hiking, swimming, or skiing, is recommended. That must be because of those 2 Olympic twins, yeah? The slalom folks. All right, let's move on to your advice, okay? Try to think before you act and consider the consequences of your actions. Do not neglect the mundane tasks of your life, nor your role in a group. Be more mindful of others and their needs. Remain open to sensible advice. Okay, and here is your meditation. Having a fantasy is only the beginning. That's right. Okay, let's move on to your strengths and your weaknesses. Your strengths: you're active, intuitive, and daring. Your weaknesses: impulsive, self-absorbed, thoughtless. Your season is spring, and once again, you're a Taurus II specifically, and your elemental qualities is fixed earth. If you're interested in getting this book here, let me tell you, it is a great coffee table book. It's great conversation starter, icebreaker. You throw that out at a party or something, and people are going to dive in just out of curiosity, even if they don't believe in this personology stuff or astrology or anything of the sort. And you might just find that it speaks to you or the people who you're reading it for. And in that case, if you're interested, I have an affiliate link down in the comment or in the description, so check it out. And hey, you made 10 folks that dropped in. If this described you or it didn't, let me know down in the comments. I'd be interested to hear, because I wasn't sold on the fact of what my day was read, but then the people around me who read it said, no, it's totally you. And after I did some reflection, I was like, oh, you know, it does have a little bit to say. So in any event, May 10, folks, if it was your birthday, I just want to say happy birthday. Thanks for joining us. And for everyone else who came in, hope you enjoyed yourself. All right, take care.